There we go. Right. Audio check. Audio check. There we go. Right. Audio check. Audio check. All right, guys. I'm trying to figure out this entire process here to get our join us while we paint and BS about lore section going. Feel free to drop something in the chat and say hi if you happen to be watching. And yeah, currently it's just me, but there's a rumor that I'm going to be joined by a couple of the other Gymdark boys. And we're probably going to have some technical difficulties as that gets started. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Apparently, Skype outputs an NDI signal, and I can use an NDI signal to import some information on into good old OBS, and then you can see Mark and I both do our bullshit at the same time. Tom hopefully will pop in at some point, at least in the voice chat. We can talk about some of the things we dislike, maybe some of the things we like, some of the things we dislike, some of the things that we want to see as far as the lore goes, and just kind of check it out. But it's going to be a pretty chill one today. I've got the extreme friendly playlist going there from Spotify, because I haven't actually produced or I haven't finished producing any tracks for Gymdark yet. So I promise one day there'll be intro music. There might even be background music and some soundscaping stuff. But you know, full-time job and all that. So. Alright. So that all important link so we can share it out. So yeah, really important step in painting is to have your paints and water. I got my wet palette, I got my brushes, I have my unprimed Wraith Knight that isn't fully assembled yet, which I'm gonna leave right here. It's kind of a cool little technical difficulties thing while I run and grab a couple things. But yeah, I'm not 100% prepped here. So, you know, good old Boy Scouts obviously didn't teach me enough. For those of you who are getting into painting, for those of you who are already into painting, or for those of you who maybe are not even into Warhammer and you just saw this and you clicked on it, you know, there's a piece of my Mechanicus army doesn't need to be here. Wet palettes are a thing. So here's my wet palette, keeps my paints moist. Yeah, so there it is. But this isn't enough paints for what I'm trying to do today, so I got to do a little bit of relocation. I finished my base coats, got my base layers on all of my Tau crisis suits, not all of my Tau crisis suits, and then I started doing some detail work those of you who follow us on Instagram or follow us elsewhere, you'll have probably seen quite a few of my posts. So let's see if we can figure out how to show you off on the camera. But yeah, there's my started to work in the detail colors, some other things. You're not going to see either my face or Marquis' face or Beast's face or Kevy's face if he ends up joining today, because we're still trying to play around with how the painting party stuff is going to work, and how we're gonna get these live streams going. You know, maybe we'll figure out at some point being able to put everybody's face down here. Down here. Wow, that took me a long time. I'd like to do something clever, like highlight whoever's talking or whatever, but I don't know if that'll happen. Yeah, so bear with me if you've decided to already drop in and look. I now have to go get my water, so I can paint, because although my wet palette is moist, it is not water ready. So enjoy the Wraith Knight and all of its unbuilt, unfinished glory. I guess I could put the other pieces out. That might be fun. These resin models, these old resin models, are pretty cool. It's pretty badass. There's his upper body. Oh, I broke part of him. Driving with Warhammer figures in the car without the proper protection can be dangerous. There you go. There's. I got a couple other pieces, but I got to do some green stuff work to finish one of the guns, and I got to do some green stuff work back here to fix some issues with the resin on the back. But yeah, at some point I'll be working on my Exodite army. I know those of you who joined us for the live stream game a couple of Fridays ago probably heard Tom tease me about being the worst of all the Warhammer memes. I have a lot of armies, and they're all in progress. In fact, my Tau might be my first completely painted army that's updated for 9th. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Test, test, test. There we go. I am back in all of my glory or whatever. So yeah, don't mind the bass guitar, the terrain stuff down here, my unmade armies, you know. It's all good. Probably gonna have to figure out a better desk situation. I kind of had to fudge it a little bit to get a nice light in here. The light included in the room is just one of those yellow lights. So yeah, there you go. There's a painting tip. If you're just joining me, and or if you are watching this in the future when there are robots, yellow light sucks for painting. I actually painted my entire Chaos Space Marine army, my Word Bearers army, in yellow light in a hallway because of my living situation at the time. And they're not awful, but they're definitely not my favorite models. Anyway, I'm gonna show and tell with the Wraith Knight is over. He's gonna go on my to do later area. Which, if I had a second camera, I would show off. but it's kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, so way back in the day when I was fucking 4th edition, a fully painted Skaven army for 8th edition fantasy, and whatchamacallit, army for this guy here, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. So don't think anybody's here, so it probably doesn't matter. But if you're here, thanks for coming by. You're gonna see me. I'm gonna dink around here for a bit because it sounds it looks like I'm gonna be joined at some point by at least Mark. So it might be helpful to see who's working on what. And as the Photoshoppy person, I can really quickly fix that. So I'm gonna really quickly fix that. So you guys get to continue watching paint dry. It's not necessarily true. You get to continue watching my wet palette be a wet palette. But yeah, so I made a couple of decisions on my paint job. So if you've been following our Instagram or our Facebook page, I was doing two-tone purple on all my leaders, and then I completely screwed up. Basically, I had done all of the leaders, or not all of the leaders. I had only painted these two guys that I kit bashed up in the leader paint scheme, which doesn't make any sense because I have 3 units of 3, and I don't have. Actually, I think I do have enough parts to kit bash another one, but then I would be essentially 1 unit over. So I decided last night, as I was finishing up my basing layers, to go ahead and bring the gray in on the leaders. I'll have to figure out how to make them pop and be cool and leader-like in a different way. But I decided on doing, so I've got a very cool, so on a, I went to art school perspective. I've got kind of a cool purple. It's a very blue purple that I'm using. It on a single pass. Here on a single pass, it kind of looks a little bit like Pepto, but yeah, it doesn't come out quite as pink, quite as red, quite as warm. Would be the official nerdy way to say it. It came out pretty cool, and then obviously gray is a pretty cool color as well. So man, every fucking time, always finding little spots I missed. So I have these two cool colors that are kind of against each other, and they're complementing each other really well, but they're not necessarily contrasting. This black is obviously, or in my opinion, is also complementing at least what I'm trying to do. And I got my cool custom bases here that I press out of polymer clay. I'm gonna show you guys how I do that one of these times. But yeah, I decided to go ahead with a warm squad coloration, so this orange right up here, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of wet blending. I'm going to try to take it a little closer to yellow, if I have yellow, and then I'm doing this, I think it's like Baltharius gold or something. It's kind of this old gold color for a lot of the electronic parts, and I'll probably end up doing these vents in that too. So that'll be it. I think that'll be my pass tonight, as I'm going to get all my layering done. And then when all my layering is done, I might jump into inking, but I'm a little apprehensive because I'm not going to go for just table ready. I'm gonna try to go for the Grimdark style. So yeah, I'm gonna be really pushing, trying to figure out how to chip. Probably some edge highlights just to make the armor look a little bit dinged as well. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do some chipping, probably on the metallic pieces too. So this is gonna be interesting. Probably not what I would recommend I mean, not that I'm an expert painter at all. There are quite a few good expert painters out there on YouTube and pretty good expert crafters out there on YouTube. But I'm gonna be trying to kind of, or I would not recommend doing this if you're just getting into this. You know, I've been playing and painting for a long time. If somebody were just getting into this, I would not recommend going Gymdark right off the back. Or not Gymdark, I'm sorry, Grimdark, the Blanchetto style right off the bat for painting, because it's a lot of work. Well, you know, table ready is always a way to go. Oh, actually, speaking of table ready, these are my Grey Knight Kill Team guys, which are, you know, there's a little bit of detail there, but not enough. Oh, you're not gonna autofocus? You're not gonna autofocus? You don't want to autofocus? It doesn't want to autofocus. It's weird. But I mean, there's a little bit of blending. There's a little bit of color variation I did, but most of it was just done with inking. These are kind of, they're not rushed, but there was a lot of like quick painting techniques just to get them done. And I'm a pretty big person about doing custom bases, so the fact that these guys don't have finished bases has always been a bit of a thing. Just to give you an idea, there's a game out there called Zone Raiders, and I picked up a couple of Primaris guys just to make a Zone Raiders team with some scratch building stuff that I've been doing for a while and all that, and like these guys are on custom bases, so it's a little weird that some of my older stuff, or not some of my older stuff, but some of the stuff that I just kind of try to rush through and get out real fast doesn't end up on bases. Alright, so now that I've wasted a bunch of time talking, I'm gonna do this really quick. If you guys are asking me questions, sorry, I've got like 3 different programs open right now. Man, I'm not really good at what I'm doing right now. Today's a day. That's all I'm gonna say. Oops. I need to see my layers. Where are my layers? Turned off. That's a good place for my layers to be. Alright, let's flatten all of that. Maybe. Flatten all of that. It's kind of cool. The royalty-free music stuff can be pretty neat sometimes. You can get some pretty good little gems. All right. So let's just do a quick inverse. All right. We can delete both of those. Well, maybe we couldn't. I think I still need a undertone or underlayer. There we go. Okay, so now I can say, well, before doing that, let's drop a shadow. For those of you following along at home who can't see what I'm doing in Photoshop, it's amazing. I promise you, it's the just absolute fastest Photoshop work that you would ever see if I was showing it, but I'm not. Ha 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 ha. Let's put a keyline on that too. Let's make it 3. Perfect. Actually, I don't like that. Let's make it a different color. My army colors are kind of this darkish purple, so let's use this darkish purple. Alright, okay. Sorry if you guys are getting those error noises. Apparently I named things the same too much. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and add that. Maybe. There you go. Alright guys, so now you can see the little Goblin King right there. So now you know it's me. Not that you didn't know it was me, but now you 100% officially know it's me. Huh. Well, that's weird. Why don't I have that other thing that I want right here? Alright, well there you go. When Mark joins, he can entertain you guys with amazing stories. While I figure out a Gene Stealer appropriate marquee icon. Toss it into a little circle. But yeah, there you go, Goblin King. I know it should be a Taoish icon, but you know. Sorry guys. Alright, so yeah, it's a good brush. So I'm sure if you guys found your way here randomly, or if you found your way through our Facebook group or whatever, you'll probably know a couple of the personalities that are out there, like Midwinter Minis, Miniac, Squid, I can't remember, Squidmar. But a lot of those guys always talk about how they've been using bigger brushes, or they use bigger brushes to do a lot of this basing stuff, and like that's super new to me. I'm being somebody who's trained a little bit in like painting. I, for whatever reason, when I get to like miniatures, I always like use these really tiny, ridiculously tiny brushes, which isn't the best. It means that I spend a lot of time. The stuff I would yell at people if I was teaching them or showing them how to watercolor that I do when I paint miniatures. When you're watercoloring, just kind of, you know, get down as much paint as you can really quickly and then kind of build from it, which is a lot of what a lot of the really good mini painters will tell you to do. But there I am, like, even though I would say it in a watercolor scenario, not taking my own advice. So I've been trying. This isn't the biggest brush. This is just one of the Citadel 5 base brushes, but it's a lot bigger than what I would have normally used to do these little touch-ups. So might have to reload my gray here. It's not the best. I'd say let me know what you think about all the free streaming music, but I'm sure if you watch a lot of streaming stuff, you're probably like, man, these songs. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are a little weird. Some of them make me wonder what the fuck I'm listening to. This is kind of somewhere in between both buckets. Is a relatively big heavy metal punk guy who enjoys a little bit of EDM, but usually a little bit of the harder stuff. Every once in a while, this like cross punk, cross pop fusion country or whatever you would term this as comes on, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man? Probably just name this show painting and lore with Gymdark. 20 tips, 20 painting tips not to do. It's alright, I won't tell anybody if you guys don't. That's the wrong brush to use. Those guys are much more professional than I am, apparently. Or much more daring than I am. So is the orange I used last night? Yep. It's another tip that all these guys are always talking about. Like, write down your colors. Nah, I'm just gonna guess all the time. That's cool, right? If I just guess. Bash my microphone with my brush. That's always appropriate, right? Oh yeah, get those paints nice and moist. Okay, this is... I was able to deal with the last song. I'm not able to deal with this song. It sounds like some whiny ass emo bullshit. There we go. This is a good song. I like this song. Synthwave is another big thing I like quite a bit. Actually talked about potentially trying to do synthwave paint scheme with my night household whenever I get around to painting them, but I think I have changed. I'm going to try to figure out more of a traditional night, not night paint scheme, but more of a traditional paint scheme for them. But I think I'm going to do the synthwave style on my Eldar Exodites. Come up with some, like, their planet's like too fucking close to a red dwarf or something, so instead of the normal, like, forest green Eldar Exodites on their forest green dinosaurs, do all my dinosaurs fucking synthwavy and do all my Eldar synthwavy and just have a lot of fun with it. Just push the color as much as I can. That's one of the fun things about watercolor that I really enjoy, is being able to push the different colors and the different contrasts quite a bit, figure out what I want to do. It's always funny when you figure out where more of these badges are, and of course these guys have more stuff because this is a shoulder pad, just to kind of give some detail. It's a shoulder pad from a breacher just to give some detail. But I didn't realize that there was this little icon here on the chest too, because I just wanted to apparently kill myself painting today. So this little gizmo I have is a 3D print that I made. And this is actually like the slot. There's a base to it too. So this slots into a base, and the base is like it's about that big. And then you're supposed to, if you can, shit, I gotta remember where the camera is. It's about that big. So perfect for like, slotting a little Space Marine Captain or Primaris or whatever in and clicking it and then being able to hold the thing and move it all around. But when it comes to like painting something like a Crisis suit, here I am just using half of the painting gizmo and half of the model for reasons. Promise you guys. Mark, Kevin, and Tom all said that they would be around. So you shouldn't just have to suffer through hearing only me, but whatever. Part of it's because Tom and Kevin, instead of being in here bitching about lore, decided they were going to play War Thunder. It's always one of those hard things, like these holidays come up and it can throw a monkey wrench in any sort of normal plan. So instead of doing our normal, beer hammer, this is it. Just trying to get some painting done. Actually be able to put something on the table that's nicely painted. It's a lie. I make a lot of the terrain. A lot of the terrain that ends up getting used. Even some of the terrain that you guys may have seen over on Dice Check, I made. Pretty good, I feel, at making terrain and painting terrain. But one of the weird side effects about being the guy who makes and paints terrain is that I am constantly not actually working on my armies. I've been playing with these guys just primer white for probably 3 months now. I normally spend a chunk of my fall winter season in China working. And last season I took all of my Tau Fire Warriors with me and I painted all of them until I got to their guns and then I stopped. So I have to at some point bust all of them out and paint their guns. Part of that was I hadn't figured out what I wanted to do yet. Now that I've started doing my Crisis suits, I kind of unnecessarily was forced to figure out what I wanted to do, but kicked my ass a little bit into figuring out what I want to do. So this old gold color is what's going to get applied to all their guns, and then I'll probably do like a purple dry brush or something over it, purple black dry brush over it. My troops are purple and black. And originally I was going to do these guys purple and black as well. I wasn't even going to do this like half-half color scheme. That just kind of seemed fun. I want to say I was originally inspired by seeing a Primaris Space Marine paint job, but the hell? Oh, I apparently cut this like a jackalope. I am not getting the appropriate amount of moistness. That is fixable. Maybe that's fixable. Wet palettes, they're awesome, but apparently I was an idiot when I refreshed this wet palette last night. We've been watching horror movies, so apparently I was probably a little too busy watching the TV to notice that I had cut it too small. which doesn't help. Because then I can't monitor how much water is getting up and around the sides of my good old parchment paper. Alright. What was I doing? I was fixing some gray. That's what I was doing. If you painted figures before, you will know that painting a light color on top of a... Oh, damn it. Painting a light color on top of a dark color can be really hard. Painting a cool gray on top of a cool purple can also be really hard because there's all sorts of like little seams and edges that didn't quite take the gray. So I'm having to go in and finish them up, refinish them up. Figure out my camera angle here. You guys probably don't. This doesn't help, right? You can't fucking see what I'm doing when I hold it that close to my face. Man, this is an amazing song. So amazing. I'm gonna add it to a playlist right now. It's how much I love it. It's just, man, it's great. See, like, that's what happens when you add songs to a playlist. They stop playing forever. It's probably too much to ask for like an 80s punk music or heavy metal, right? Like that's not gonna happen on the stream appropriate channel. There's some deep atmospheric Cthulhu stuff. That'd be great too. Oops. Apparently I really didn't like that. Figured I should probably actually say something in chat just in case. There's like 14 people watching and they're like, oh, we don't want to talk. He hasn't talked yet. Actually, I can look at my analytics. Let's see. Let's see what my analytics are here. I got one viewer. It's probably me. That's good. I mean, that makes me happy. Let's see what my analytics are. It is me. That's cool. You're the best. Everybody listening right now is just the bee's fucking knees. Marky, where you at? This music's killing me. Kevin Bees, where you at? This music's killing me. Nobody's gonna come rescue me from the music? You guys rock. That's what I like to see. Wick up a little bit of this. I'm always so afraid that it's going to dry and kill the detail, and then it dries and the detail is super visible. Doesn't stop me from kind of freaking out about it though. Man, metallics on the wet palette are always so weird. Totally separated. I gotta remix it. It's like super deep blood red color. It's kind of cool looking, but not at all what I wanted. So I got all these mechanical bits down here, and I got all these mechanical bits in here. How am I gonna decide this? Because I could do all of the inner arm parts. Up to that, maybe. And then that joint and all of that, and leave. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So just come in here, paint everything that looks like it is part of the mechanical structure. There's got to be an art to this, like streaming and talking to people thing. I know people are really good at it. Which is probably why they got like hundreds of thousands of views, and I can't even get one view. Because people look at this shit and they're like, why the fuck would I listen to that guy? That dude's painting miniature. Who gives a shit?
Are you painting a miniature? What?
I am painting a miniature.
Oh, there you are. I didn't know it was in this chat.
Dude, what the fuck, man? Alright. Now there's a person to talk to. Like, I'm doing this, like...
Have
like
you
this...
just been talking to yourself the
Dude,
time?
I've been like... I kind of did, like, some... Hey, this is painting. This is, like, color theory. And then I just was like... Like, you know, because, like all those... all these fucking guys that are super big into the esports crap. Like, that's what they do. They get into a stream, right? And then they jump into, like... I don't know, League of Legends or whatever the fuck it is. And like it's just them. Like they can't keep an eye on their Discord or their chat or whatever, right? So they're just fucking talking to themselves. And I'm like, I guess that's the way that you get good at like this streaming thing, right? Is that you just have to be dumb and or I don't know, self-assured enough to talk to yourself for fucking 4 hours?
That's really what it is. Although it helps when you have a microphone in front of you.
Yeah. Well, I'm wearing one, so.
Yeah. Where are you streaming this right now?
On YouTube.
Oh, very nice.
Didn't I put the little thing? Yeah, I put the little thing.
Dude, no. All I got was jumping in. You guys jumping in, and I'm like, I don't know where the hell he's coming from.
Well, I saw you guys. I gave you guys shit on the stream. I'm like, they're fucking playing War Thunder. They won't talk to me.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, because Kevin's like, oh, do you want to play before we go? I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck it. And then like I didn't see anything, so like I was like, oh, I guess we're not doing anything.
I'm in here, man.
Fucking...
So you, what's up?
No, I was just saying, you fucking loser, talking to yourself.
Yeah, right.
How's it coming?
It's fucking coming, man. I mean, do you see all this bullshit I'm doing?
No, I can't see anything.
Are you not watching?
No, I'm
Okay.
walking around. I'm about to take a piss.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
ASMR.
My headset's wireless. So.
We got to do ASMR again. Asber.
That's gonna happen right now, man.
We were talking about that because Bethany found another Frenchie like eating a carrot video or whatever and was showing it to me yesterday.
I hate them.
I think she shows them to me because I'm like, what the fuck?
I hate them.
Yeah, they're the weirdest fucking
like
thing.
I said, that like what's it called, mukbang, like where they have it on like Instagram, and it's just like it's huge in Japan, and it's just people eating insane amounts of food like really quickly and like with the microphone, and it's the worst. I hate it. I don't like if we're live. I've said this once before. Like if you like that, you're broken.
Yeah, you know. I don't know why people like it, but I was making fun. I got my pug is sitting in my lap while she's showing me this shit. And I'm like, dude, why aren't you making me money with this Asmer bullcrap?
Why aren't you making me money?
I just decided that that's what it is. It's Asmer now.
Yeah,
It's not ASMR. It's Asmer.
That's fair. I agree. Oh. Yeah, no, we were gonna jump onto Space Engineers, but fucking Kevin was like, "Oh, you want to play some more Thunder?" I was like, okay.
So I don't know anything about Space Engineers.
It's basically Minecraft, but in space and like better graphics.
Oh, okay. Is there stuff to shooty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like you basically. Hold on. Oh, I've been sitting for like a couple hours. It's basically you can spawn. It's like survival, right? So you can play it a couple different ways.
Okay.
So you could do survival, or you could do creative.
Okay.
And you doing survival, it's all about mining minerals, but you're either in space or you're on a planet.
Okay.
And then you're building up stuff to, if you're on a planet, you want to get to space because you want to get to asteroids and to other planets to get new materials.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Vice versa, if you're in space already, you know. But there's also like bounty hunters and other servers you can join where, you know, you're like there are some servers where like people are literally at war. Like there are factions.
Okay.
And, like,
Cool.
You can join the factions and like they have huge capital ships. Like, I mean, and we're talking massive, dude.
So you can like go wreck face on a capital ship.
Yep. You have fighters. Like, basically, Kevin and I have been building a Battlestar.
Nice.
And I found some like Battlestar that are already like pre-made with like launch tubes and everything. So we're basically like modifying carriers and stuff.
Nice. Make some Vipers too, or are you gonna?
Yeah, we already have Vipers, Raptors. We have a shuttle. We have another dropship. We have a Berserk class carrier, and then I just got an Adamant carrier as like the small like attack craft.
Okay.
Basically, what I was thinking, because it's a sandbox, right? So you can do whatever you want. Like they even have like people have made like 40K like battleships.
Of course they have.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, like anytime something like that, I'm sure there's a bunch of Star Trek shit out there too.
Oh yeah, massive, yeah. And so basically, my thought was like, because Mark likes it, and he gets his whole family involved in these games, and you can have up to like 15 people on a server.
Okay.
So my thought was we create a star base, right? And we build it up, because you wouldn't be just a lone astronaut in a spaceship with no idea how to build stuff. You know what I mean? Like the whole progression bullshit. Like you're already in space. Like you have to be smart to be in space. You know.
Right.
So my thought is that we create a world where we have a space station, and our job is to go mine minerals and like attack other like, because there are like random like AI enemies floating around.
Okay.
So the whole goal, and you can even download. They have like monster like spider things on certain planets. So
nice.
Yeah, my plan is we build it up in creative mode till we have like a base, and then we establish survival mode with no progression, so that what we're doing is we're only able to build what we like mine and manufacture. So we'll have
in the far future there is only one.
There's only absolute boredom. Digging holes in the ground and turning them into metal is fun.
Yeah. And then blowing each other up. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and like that's kind of my thought is like we're gonna do it for a certain point, and then at some point I'm gonna be like, you know what? Me and Kevin are declaring war on Mark. Like, you know.
There you go. Well, I might pick it up. I'm a huge like first person shooter guy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it's first person, you know. And like you get to fly around spaceships, but the thing I like about it is that it's all fully three-dimensional. So flying a spaceship isn't like flying an airplane.
Right.
Like
right.
You actually you have like you can have the engine set to like inertial dampen. So if you let off the throttle, you have to build an engine facing the other direction so as it slows you down.
Right. Like
and
Newtonian physics are a real thing in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are. So you're literally like floating around.
That's cool.
And if you like turn your inertial dampeners off, you can legit like thrust vector to like do things. So it's rad when you're like strafing a capital ship because you're just like, all right, full speed and turn right and continue speed forward.
Right. Now I'm just gonna shoot you a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play the X series games?
I don't think so.
Oh, they were pretty good. I think the last one was like X3. Are you watching yet?
No, I'm standing in my backyard smoking.
Okay, I was gonna say what should I do with these things? So you know on the back of the crisis suits on the backpacks?
Uh-huh.
Oh fuck, excuse me. There's all those little vents, and then at the very top there's like that dinky square. Like it's just like
On
it's just like a metal plate. It's just like
on either side of the jet on both jetpacks.
yeah, like right above like there's the three jet nozzles, and then there's like a little square.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What have you done with that square?
It's usually because my primary color is red, so usually I'll do gray.
Okay.
So it's usually your accent color. So whatever your secondary color is usually what I do for that.
Got you. So that'd be alternating. So the one on the gray side would be purple, and the one on the purple side would be gray.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Oh, I just like fucked up my brush. I just bashed the shit out of it.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's not good.
I have all my paints are over at my mom's place right now because she wanted to try and paint my Tyranid army.
Yeah.
You know, for the commission. So I was like, well, I have I need to repaint one of the tiger sharks, and I have a commander now that I need to paint, and I still got to do that Arvarna.
Yeah, I got that Wraith Knight, and kind of let my attention split. I should have been finishing my Arvarna, not fucking around with my Wraith Knight.
They're so cool though.
Dude, they're fucking badass, dude. It's fucking huge.
I've been wanting to get a Wraith Knight, but like convert it to be like like a Tau Wraith Knight.
Yeah.
Like a Riptide, essentially.
Nice. I could see that.
Because I wanted to do like a combined force of Eldar and Tau, because I think that's pretty fluffy, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well that was the other thing I was hoping to do with this is like, because I know that you don't have a camera right now, and I didn't know if you guys are going to be playing, you know, games or whatever, but I figured like we could talk some good old lore.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do. I still think we need to do like a proper like what Mark was talking about was like about the Hexos campaign.
Yeah.
Because like the Hexos campaign, like we figured out actually the planet is real in the lore.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh,
actually,
cool.
if you look on some of the star maps for 40K, it's there. You know.
Very nice.
But what's funny is that the planet itself is gone. Like the planet Hexos has disappeared into the warp, and nobody knows why.
Okay.
And so what we were doing was fighting over the moons to see if we could like open up a portal to find that planet.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that I had done. I mean, so all the build up that I had done for fucking 8D6 for the narrative campaign stuff was all centered in my like lore system where all my armies come from. But like I had just basically like come up with the same thing. Like this area, there's this giant rift, there's this giant warp storm that just kind of encircles the whole area. So, you know, for periods of time, it just gets cut off from the Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
And that had led into my guard when I was thinking about, because that when I got back into 8th, my original plan was to like I wanted to make Viking Guard. So I basically came up with all this backstory stuff specifically for Viking Guard. But then when I was in the middle of that, I was like, well, you know, like they're cut off from the it's like 5 star systems cut off from the Imperium, and I'm like, well, they gotta fight some stuff. So that's when I came up with the Skaven like clans, the Skaven syndicates that control like different planets. And then I was like, I'm doing AdMech Skaven. And then I came up with my orcs. Like even down to my Kroot army, the prescient Tau Eaters, which I need to start working on at some point.
Yeah, Kurt stuff is so cool. I wish they weren't. I just read in and something I'm really upset about. For ninth now with the new introduction of the Titan, like the Forge World Codex.
Right.
There's no more Orca. They're totally taking it out.
What?
Yeah,
That sucks.
I know. I know.
It's bullshit,
So
dude.
for when we're not doing fluffy games, it's gonna be a it's gonna be a piece of terrain.
Yeah, we could do some cool stuff with that though. Like I told Mark a little bit about this, and I started working on it already. Actually, I think I mentioned it in chat too. But and when we had our meeting on Tuesday, I mentioned it to these two guys too. But I started making my 12 by 12 3-inch high, um, I guess grid,
Oh
table
yeah,
grid
yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna work on some Cities of Death stuff, but I really want to do. The the whole reason that I was like I gotta fucking do it is that I think it was 40k in 40 minutes. They did the like Cloud City battle,
Yep.
and I was like, oh dog, I gotta do
Yeah.
it now. I
Yeah.
have to do my crazy Cities of Death thing because it's like the same thing. Like
Yep.
because I had worked out all of these like ladders at the top, so you get like to the top, you get your whatever your units all the way to the top of a 4-story building, right? And like obviously your units at the top of a 4-story building. So what are you gonna do with it, right? Well, obviously you're gonna kick that ladder down, and then you're gonna crawl across the skyway to the other one. So
Mm.
I've been trying to figure out like how all that's gonna work. Just make it more
That's the
interesting, but
that's really the beautiful thing about 40k is that once you learn the rules, it's easy to make your own.
yeah. Well, that's why one of the things that I'm gonna, and obviously it won't, like if we're doing tournament stuff and depending on how friendly the table is, really, because like some tables get friendly even with non like ITC rule stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
the whole idea of doing fucking my Kroot, my all Kroot army,
Mm-hmm.
so and I don't want to run them as, I do not want to run them as Tau.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, you know.
Which is like everybody does it. One, everybody does it. Two, I don't really think the Kroot should play like Tau,
No,
especially with their lore, because their lore is like they're basically orcs.
well, yeah, they're like stealthy, smarter orcs.
Yeah, but they
You
play
know.
like worst guardsmen, which is weird.
Yeah, yeah. Wait. I'll never understand the way that they tweak those rules. Especially when they were like, "Oh yeah, these are going to be your melee units. We're actually going to make them worse, though." And you're like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah, don't call them the melee unit. Don't talk about how they're melee, and then make
yeah,
them absolute dick at it.
yeah, exactly. Like, and that's exactly what they did. You know, it's like, come on, man. I get. You look back at it and you're like, eh. Like, I think that's really what it was. Is that they had a change in direction. You know, like instead of making like Tau give them the ability to take auxiliaries to do the things that they're not good at. And I think they were gonna go for that, but then when they were like, oh, actually, we need to redesign the whole game in eighth, then they were like, scrap that idea. You know, we'll just make them better. You know, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, and I heard like some of the shit that happened with the way that they changed it, and I don't know how true this is because I wasn't playing Eldar at the time, but apparently at the end of seventh, Eldar were just ungodly.
yeah, I never played against them, so I don't know. I didn't play seventh for that long. You know, I only played it for like a short period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, but Kroot and Tau have some of my favorite lore.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, dude, like, there's a story I read about this Tau commander who, he basically operated majority of, like, he was all about stealth and like the Koyan and stuff, and he basically went to this world to fight, like a jungle world, to fight Catachans, and he was like, wow, we're really ill equipped for this. I need Kroot. So he called in like a Kroot war sphere, which, like, a war sphere has like thousands of Kroot in it.
yeah, they're
And
fucking huge.
Yeah, and one of those came in, and basically that became his army. Was he was just running like these huge Kroot battalions, and the Kroot, as they killed more guardsmen, like more Catachans, and like ate them, they started to behave like Catachans. So like the last transmission from this like Tau commander was, I think I'm having a problem with the Kroot. And he's like, because when he had spoken to the Catachan commander, the Catachan commander called him some name. I can't remember what it was now, but now the Kroot commander was calling him that. Like, and it was like, oh fuck. So basically, like, he brought he brought the Kroot in to help defeat the Catachans, and then they did, and now they're the bad guys.
Right,
Like they
right.
they turned on him. And I was like, that's fucking rad. Like,
That's super cool.
yeah, it was a really good story. It was only like maybe like a couple chapters.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was like a short story, but it was like really well done.
Yeah,
Like,
I had kind of done, because my eventual Kroot army will be the prescient Tau Eaters. I probably need to come up with a name that isn't just a word in English, but that was like kind of the whole idea was they had gotten abandoned by a Tau commander. Um, this group of Tau got abandoned by a Tau commander on an ice death world, and fucking whatever it is, like 1,000 years later or whatever. Because the warp is fun and I can do whatever the fuck I want with time.
yeah, exactly.
They pop back out in this system, the Maiden Worlds, the system that all my shit and all that con game stuff that I had been developing kind of takes place in. And they started fighting against humans, but by the time they start fighting against humans, like they don't have Krutox anymore. They've got big ice boars,
Oh, okay.
like Kroot ice boars. I'm using the Morn Fangs for those.
Mhm.
And it's basically because I don't like the Krutox. They look dumb.
Yeah.
I just don't like. It doesn't make sense to stand on something's back and then shoot over it. As much as I love Tau lore, I'm standing on a gorilla's back and firing a rocket. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
dumb. But
Yeah. I mean, I loved the models, like, for the most part. Like, I think the Great Narlock could have been a bit
oh my
cooler.
god, dude, I
Because I
love
was
all
like,
the dinosaur shit.
yeah, I was like, oh, I was like right into like I forget what game it was. It was one of the 40K games when they brought out Tau. I think it was what's that RTS one called?
Dawn of War.
Dawn of War 2, I think is what it was. And they literally had like their opening scene was this Sisters of Battle, and then this like Narlock is just like charging at them, like screaming, and I was like, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, dude,
Because
they're
it's like Tau. Oh, and dinosaurs.
right.
And you're like, what?
Yeah. Dude, the Tau, that's one of the things that's always been cool about the Tau lore is the fact that they do work with other races and the fact that they've got like this growing empire. The thing that irritates me about Tau lore is like I don't know why they hamstring them so much. Like I get the idea that they didn't want them to have a warp presence and they didn't want them to be necessarily involved in the overarching like warp storyline because that's the Eldar human, I guess, mini meta or whatever you fucking want to call it. But then they were like, oh yeah, but Tau, advanced technology, they can't travel faster than light though. They're stuck in these 3 systems
Yeah.
or 8 systems or whatever it
Well,
is now.
yeah, and I mean, my thought was that they they basically knew that they had this like ability to become really powerful,
Yeah.
and I think they wanted them to be a alternative to Imperial Guard that was an alien race. Like, I think is what they were like focusing on, and they were like, oh, instead of tanks, they're gonna have, suits.
Battle suits.
Yeah, and they just didn't want you to be fighting like I don't think they could introduce them because I mean they were introduced like relatively late.
I think 4th edition is when they popped up.
Yeah, and like they were super minimal, like
yeah.
And I think they were in a rush to develop a new faction and then they brought it out, and they were like, well, it's basically like beefed up guard, and they were like, well, we'll just limit it to where they're only fighting guard. You know what I mean? And like, because the stories about them fighting orcs didn't come out until like 2 editions later.
Yep.
You know, so then it was like, oh, okay, and it's following basically the storyline of guard, where it's guard fighting orcs. You know, like that's 90% of like most storylines with guard is they're fighting against orcs. So
Right.
you know, I think they were trying to develop that. They wanted to give, because there was no other like alien race that functioned like guard, you know. So I think they were trying to do that, and then they were like, well, and you know, like when 8th edition, like when they started working on 8th edition, everything was just going out the window. Like all of their previous plans just went straight out the window, and they were like, we're gonna develop new stuff. And they were like, what do we do with these Tau guys? And they're like, I don't know. You know, they were like, they're basic. They're pretty basic, you know. So
let's trap them in their systems, but give them the ability to kind of faster than light, and then say that they're a major. And that's the thing that kills me, is like they're a major threat to the Imperium. But how? Like you can surround them in like 20 seconds, and then it's all over.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing about them is that the Imperium could kill them very like easily, but the problem is they just can't dedicate enough people. You know, like they're spread too thin.
Which
then
just seems lazy, man.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, like that's I mean, like that's cool, like that works. And then, you know, when the reason why I got so addicted to Farsight was that when they brought out Farsight Enclave, it was so different. It was so wildly different for Tau, because it was like the Tau have no presence in the warp, and they have all this stuff, and then it's like, oh, now they're fighting demons. You know, and like here's this guy, this Tau guy, who's like, oh my god, like he's like freaking out about it, you know. And I was like, sweet, what are they going to do with this? And then everything stopped. Like, everything just paused on that storyline. And they were like, we're going to beef up the main Tau army. And now, with 9th edition coming out, they're like, now we're going to make it that only the Farsight Enclave is actually any good. You know? And it's like, all right, guys, like, you need to either introduce some new lore or something. You know? And I thought that's like, by bringing out the new Shadow Sun, I was like, oh, we're going to get new lore. And then, still, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, God, I just want you guys to make up your freaking minds. Like,
well, we don't sell as well as Boys in Blue is the thing. Like, Primaris outsell fucking Xenos races.
Yeah, and I mean, I get that. Like, I get Space Marines, because Space Marines are dope. Even I like them. You know what I mean? Like, I hate playing them, but I like them. You know, like
they're an interesting story out. They're definitely like they need to exist for the world to work the way it does. Actually, fuck, dude, I'm reading the Solar War stuff right now, the Fall of Terra. And like,
Kevin's here.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, what up, Kevin? But like I've been like, I keep reading all this shit with Jagatai Khan, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start. That's gonna be my Primaris army. When I break down and do Primaris, I'm gonna do fucking White Scars.
Yeah, I've always liked White Scars. The way that they sold me on White Scars is they're like, there's a motorcycle gang of space, and I was like, I'm in. You know, like,
they're the Mongolian motorcycle gang of space. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's Space Mongols.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that out loud. You know, like.
Sure.
But like that was my thing. I was like, hell yeah, I want that. But
Space
like
cons, I guess.
Yeah.
Space Step Horse Warriors.
Which is dope. Like I like that.
Yeah, they're cool.
And I like that they have a lot of combat with the Tau.
Yep. Well, and I you know, who knows what's actually going to happen with their Hero Hammer bullcrap. But it sounds like one of the things that they had talked about was bringing Khan back, having him pop back out of the warp.
They've talked about that with every freaking.
Yeah, because like Vulcans are perpetual, so like they could always just resurrect him.
It would make sense. Like everybody keeps saying Lionel Johnson is going to be.
Yeah, that's the one they've hinted at the most, I think.
Yeah, but like
because they keep saying underneath the rock something stirs.
But like the one that would make the most sense would be Vulcan. You know, like the
Just 'cause he's
two
a
like
perpetual. Yeah.
well, and also too like the two like the two like daddies of Warhammer like Space Marines is Gilliam and Vulcan. You know, like like at least that are alive.
Yeah.
You know, like well, alive-ish.
Administrator
You know what I mean?
type.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
Sanguinius is dead as fuck. You
No,
know?
yeah.
He can't come back because
Yeah.
for him, if he came back, then Horus would have to come back, and then that would be.
Well, then the whole like raid,
that
the
would be
whole
too
rage
much.
wouldn't make sense. Like
Right,
the
it
death,
would- it would
like what
get
would
rid of
like what
their-
would the death company be? Like the death company's like, oh, he's
we good.
alive. Like yeah, like
We've made a mistake.
yeah. You know what? I'm actually not mad anymore. You know, like
Yeah, no, we good, bro.
yeah, exactly. Like hey, sorry about my behavior. You know, like
Well,
My
that's.
serious apologies.
I think that's. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that they could bring Khan back is because Khan just disappeared into the warp.
Right. He just blooped off. And
Yeah,
with some Dark Eldar, right?
he's dicking. He's popped up a couple of times because he's dicking around in the webway, and yeah, he's popped up in a couple of Dark Eldar stories where he wrecks face and then disappears again.
yeah, but like see, and that's why I think having Vulcan come back would make sense, because Vulcan coming back, he's
He
basically in stasis,
Right. Well,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
somebody
lives
doesn't
before the
somebody
chaos ship, and they like kill him every day, right? Something like that.
I don't think they kill him every day, but
who
he's,
who does the Collector have? The Collector has somebody too, doesn't he?
the Collector.
Yeah,
Trazen
the
is the Collector.
Trazen the Infinite. Thank you.
Trazen got Creed, the Imperial Guard General.
No, I thought he had a perpetual.
He got.
Oh no, he has.
People in
he has-
fell. That's what I remember. I don't know who else he's got though.
I think he's got a Thunder Warrior.
Oh yeah.
He
makes
does have a
sense.
Thunder Warrior.
Yeah, it was one of what's his name? Who's the Butcher's Nails guy? What's his name?
Argon.
Argon. It's like one of the Thunder Warriors. That's like one of the Argon guys or some shit.
I tried to reread the Horus Heresy because I read a bunch of it in I guess college, like when it was coming out. Holy
I
fuck,
don't-
man! There's so many goddamn books.
I
Yeah,
don't care
they've kept
about
running it.
anything to do with the Horus Heresy. Like I hate the Horus Heresy. Like
Why?
it's just so ridiculous. Like, and it's so oh god, what's the word?
Bro.
Like,
Bro, I have feelings, bro, but I'm mad at you, bro. Bro, let's fight, bro.
yeah, it's like it's just so like, look how tough I am. No, I'm tougher.
I mean,
like
that's
it's
what
like
it means.
that's what. Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's that to like the max.
It's
you know? And I'm like,
just maximum
it's
space
the first block outside of the gates at Wasteland
yeah,
for
dude.
67 books.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the den for 60 seconds.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was like, oh, I'm in that block.
Right? Me too.
Was in that block, I should say.
I
But
ran
no, I mean,
I ran into Chris yesterday at lunch, or like not lunch, at Albertsons in the morning, by the way.
Oh, nice.
I was like, is it appropriate when you're dressed in coronavirus gear to shout "fuck you, Road Rash" at the top of your
Yeah, of
lungs
course, yeah, of
inside an Albertsons? Is that?
Yeah, that's normal.
For
That's
road
normal.
rash, yes.
It would be impolite not to.
The last time I ran into him like getting lunch out, and I was like, "Fuck you, Road Rash," and it took him like a good 3 or 4 minutes to realize somebody wasn't actually yelling "fuck you" at him. He texted me. He's like, "Was that you?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I thought somebody was actually mad at me." I'm like, "Okay, so apparently I can't Wasteland Weekend with you unless it's Wasteland Weekend."
It's just been too long.
Yeah.
That's all.
But yeah,
No,
yeah,
I mean,
the
like,
Horus
that's-
Heresy stuff was just like
that's
testosterone
what it
times
is.
20.
It's like, dude, I don't care about the Imperium that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally respect it for people who do. Like, people who like the Imperium, hell yeah, dude. Like, that's amazing to have that much, like, noted
direct
like,
story.
oh, dude, like I'm so jealous of that. You know, like
They have a
that's,
lot of lore.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's
That
awesome.
was-
I
and
think that's
it's
great.
cool. Like if you want to play 30K, like there's a lot of cool lore to draw from.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like that's really cool. Maybe you should stop focusing on that for a little bit and do that for other people. You know, like
Yeah. Well, and
that's
they've had these like short stories come out. They were doing a bunch of them in Psychic Awakening, where like you get kind of a horror aspect. You get like a horror bent, and I think horror is the sung tool that they could use for alien races, because you
Yeah.
can tell some fucking scary stories with Necrons. You can tell some scary fucking stories with Gene Stealers.
oh yeah.
Gene Stealer is terrifying.
Yeah, like the concept of the way that Gene Stealers reproduce is fucking it's body horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean even like Tyranids themselves, like
Oh my
the
god,
whole-
dude, yeah.
Isn't Gene Stealers and the Alien 5 the same plot? Basically. Isn't that the one where they try to like hybrid her and the Queen?
Oh,
I've never
that's an
heard of it.
That's an interesting take. Alien Resurrection doesn't exist. We don't talk about it.
I'm not sure if that's the one.
I liked Alien Resurrection.
I-
It had oh god, what's his name now? He's like one of like I should know his name. He's like
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, man. Like it had Ron Perlman in it, dude. It was dope.
The parts with like him and his team are pretty cool. The rest of the plot is like, wait, what?
Well, look,
Are you guys
if
on drugs?
Look, if you
What's
look
happening
at it,
here?
If you look at it as a non-alien movie,
It's fantastic.
it's amazing. Yeah, it's a great movie. But as an alien movie, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like,
like what?
it's
What
almost
the
as
fuck did
it's
I just
almost
watch?
as bad as Alien 3. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I really just thought the first two were the good ones.
Alien 3 was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I was so sad about that.
Man, I'm one of the few people that actually kind of likes Alien 3.
You would.
Which one's three?
You,
I don't even
did you
remember.
just say you would?
Yeah,
You fucking horrible person. You would.
I was like, yeah, you're terrible.
We
You
watch
really wanna
we watch it
you
while
put-
we're watching
you-
like the ASMR videos.
Yeah, I'm like, you're the type of guy that puts mayonnaise on your peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh, that's disgusting. And also probably something that like
It's like now you kind of want to try it.
I mean,
Tom.
Huh.
You want to get space engineers around?
I'm loading, bro. I'm loading.
oh you motherfuckers. Here I am painting. I'm all dedicated to having like a force that I can actually put on stream.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, you have tomorrow too.
You have all weekend, Ryan.
Yeah, like you got some time, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. The big thing is avoiding jumping into some like enormous terrain project that's gonna take hours away. Like when I made all that terrain to sell onboard gaming, like I was like, yeah, for like 3 weeks I'm not gonna work on any army stuff.
yeah, see, that was your mistake. Like, I mean, like, you make amazing terrain. Like, I'll
Thank
say
you.
that.
Thank
Like,
you.
but you also spend so much time on it.
Yeah.
Like that's like I'll make terrain too. Like you've seen the table I made, you know, and I
Yeah, we built those buildings in a night.
yeah, I refuse to spend more than one sitting working on it. Like I just won't do it. I'm like,
But Tom's
This
not a
is-
come back to it guy.
yeah, damn right I'm not. Like I am not a comeback to it, dude. Like that sounds awful to me. I'm like I will spend 40 hours like I will sit there and do something for like 2 days straight, but by damned I'm not going to stop and come back. Like I'm just going to do it straight, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, all that terrain stuff was the whole like after work on it a little bit. After work on it a little
Oh,
bit.
dude, that sounds like hell to me. Like I can't do that.
Yeah, I think for me like some of it is just like that's the art commission world in a lot of ways. Like I can't be a full-time artist because the way that the economy of the world works. A lot of people are like the economy of this country, and I'm like, no, you couldn't do it in France either. You couldn't do it in Italy either. Like,
Yeah,
it's the world economy. The way that the world values art and artists has massively changed since the 1600s.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
but like I
Well,
have
because
to have a
being
day
able to
job. So
commission art used to be a sign of like badassery, and therefore people commissioned art. Now
Yeah.
nobody gives a shit about how many paintings you own, so
Yeah.
nobody's willing to pay for paintings.
yeah,
Mhm.
It's just
and
it's
the people that do care value dead artists more than they do producing live artists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. It's all about the older style stuff now.
Yeah. I don't even know
That,
if it's
and
about
then
the. I think it's
a
just
lot of
about the
art is a front
breading.
for like drugs sales and stuff too.
Really? That's what I'm doing
Yeah,
wrong.
I read an article about that it's a front. That's the reason the prices are so high on some of that bullshit. Is because it's really also it's that painting that they're bidding on, right? But it's also
And the 3 bags of
a
cocaine.
container of cocaine sitting in a warehouse somewhere. And that's why it costs $27,000.
God damn! See the two things that I do wrong, like in my art career, I don't.
You do your
I
own
don't.
cocaine, and
You don't do enough cocaine.
I don't
Sell
sell
it.
containers of cocaine, and I don't draw big titted goth girls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anime
Yeah.
big titty goth
Oh,
girls.
that makes money.
Oh my
People are
god,
willing to pay
dude!
for custom big titty goth girl pictures.
And the
of,
funny
you
thing
know,
is
runners.
like how haughty the art world is too. Like you go to
That's why.
conventions and stuff, and everybody's like feminism plus and blah 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 blah, and oh my god, I couldn't even imagine like
And then
treating
they
a
go
woman like
home
this.
and
I'm gonna
degenerate
I'm gonna go
masturbate.
I'm gonna go buy this big titty goth pillowcase that this artist made. I'm like, dude, seriously? Here I am selling like horror art, which explores the deranged psyche of
Humanity.
yeah, my brain wanting to scare the fuck out of you. Alright, so space engineers, huh?
Yeah.
See how fast I can download this bullshit.
It's not
Is it-
really big.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Meteor storm.
Meteor storm detected.
Although we have so many gun emplacements here that it doesn't even
I
matter.
know, it's ridiculous.
I was,
Just
like,
make sure all
watching
the
it-
battle stars aren't facing the same
Yeah.
way.
I was watching it the other day and I was like, oh, we're fine. Like,
Did a meteor storm like come in and
yeah, and
it
it just shot everything. I was like, oh, we're fine.
It's
Is this-
impressive.
Is this one of these
Like watching
games
it.
that I'm gonna like scream at for 4 hours and then I have to read like 17?
No,
million
it's not
and-
that hardcore.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's like a little complicated, like controls wise.
There's
But
it's because
it's-
it's space and there's a lot of majiggers to
Yeah,
worry about. But
There's
like,
a there's a lot of majiggers to Thingama.
Yeah.
There's you
yes,
have the jetpack
yes.
that you can toggle on. You have inertial dampeners that you can toggle on. You have landing gear that you gotta like lock and unlock from like the spaceship when you want to take off. Things like that.
Got you. I think I'm doing this all right.
Kevin,
Yes.
I need your help.
Yes.
Are you in?
I'm in the main menu.
I'm like, are you in?
Oh, you'll know when I'm in.
Oh,
Whoa,
God, I can't.
whoa.
I'm fucking lost.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I've
that got real fast, guys.
I have got to move a show.
Well, as the server host, he gets a notification when people join.
Yeah, I don't know how that works yet.
It just flashes
Wait,
on
it's
your
it's
screen
your
when
it's your server and you don't know how it works yet?
No idea.
Awesome. This
Well,
is gonna
basically,
be an
it's a
amazing
single-player
experience.
game that's open to Steam friends joining.
Got
Yeah.
you. Got you.
So I've got to move this dropship, but when I go into it, because it's a closed cockpit for blast reason, I can't see anything.
Oh wow. That's
So I
It
need
might
some
not
to-
be finished loading. Let me load in all the blocks I'm streaming in.
Okay, I need to turn off number 6. Let's see. Ah!
Oh god, it bit you.
All right, I am.
Everybody
right
that
next to
everybody
that
that might
dropship.
I keep saying everybody watching the stream. No one's watching the fucking stream. they're like hearing me
Whoa,
talk to
whoa,
you
whoa,
guys.
whoa,
I'm not
moving.
doing nothing. Man, guys, I've had one viewer the entire
Careful now.
time. It's me.
Really? It's been
Careful
you.
now. Hold on. Let me close the door. That's
Hold on, I got it. That's fine. I got this. Ah, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. I'm trying to park our second raptor up here.
Oh, up in the
Ah!
raptor hole.
Whoa, dude, the raptor's so fast.
There's so, yeah. Oh,
Ah!
careful, careful.
Did I break something?
Let me check.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, you fucked that bitch up. Just take it outside
yeah.
and delete it and paste in a new one.
Wow. This sounds like a. I don't know what's going on, but I'm at this point I'm too scared to ask.
Tom's trying to park a heavy gunship in a tiny hangar.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
waving it about like a drunk kid on prom night.
Oh, okay, good.
Basically, he's not wrong.
I'm pretty creative with my.
Yeah. I'm like
analogies.
that's pretty accurate there, Kevin.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's try that again. I just forgot
Normally-
that the raptor's so fast.
So remember when Greg was like, "Yeah, I spend a lot of time in that screen."
Yeah.
Normally, it's because Greg's the one doing terribly, and I'm making them up about him.
Okay.
I'm not really confident that I'm gonna be good at this game.
Okay.
You understand, 3-dimensional axis, right?
I mean,
Obviously, you understand how a 3D printer works. So
Wrong button.
yeah,
there's a button
I
to
wave
translate
my
vertically.
hands at it, and magic happens, and then it prints a thing.
All right, careful, you rolled.
I got you.
Oh, you caught the gun on the wing. That's
Yeah,
on the edge of the hangar there. I honestly don't think you're gonna be able to fit to. Oh, spin it around. Hold on. Rotate. Spin. No. Yeah, that way. That works. Oh man, you blew off half the engines off this thing too.
Already?
Good job, man.
Yeah, when you smashed it, you knocked half the back engines off.
God. Yeah. Fucking again.
That's a good
Okay.
thing, right?
No,
you
this
did
isn't a
a
new
good
one.
thing.
This is the same one you did.
Hold on. I got an idea.
You
I
know
got an
what?
idea.
Paste it in and
That's
let
what
me
I'm doing. I got this.
Oh, you're just gonna paste it into the bay?
Just gonna paste it into the bay. All
I
right.
don't think you're gonna be able to. I think it's gonna.
Oh,
collide.
ye have little faith.
So I got this feeling that Mark blew me off.
He's at a party right now.
Well, yeah, he was like, "I'll be home at 7." I'm like, "All right," and he's like, "It's gonna
Yeah,
be
I
a
know,
little later than 7," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Mark, just say that you can't do nothing tonight."
Yeah, because I messaged him and was like, "What you doing, clown?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm still at the party." Oh,
All right, you wanna let me fly that bad boy in?
You wanna just back up, son? All right.
I mean, you put a disrespectful thumb up in
Just-
that last
You.
one.
just so you guys know, all of your audio is streaming right now.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
fine.
I
Okay,
know.
perfect.
Look, see, look, I'm in here.
Yeah, it's in.
Says the hanger.
Oh wait, hold on.
The hanger
hold
is gonna cut it in half.
on. Yeah, I was about to say the door is definitely not gonna
Here, hold on.
accommodate that.
Hold
Is
on.
it even going to accommodate the... No, we got to back that one up too. Hold on. You know what you can do? You can disable some of the thrusters, so that way it's in... Like, I create a parking thruster group, and I turn off everything but that, and it'll just be like one thruster in each direction.
Oh, it's all right. I mean,
And then you
it's-
glide
There's a
in.
lot of-
I
You
just-
glide
but
you
that
glide in
requires a lot
like
of
babies.
contour. All right,
Not-
you
not
got like
like
2 small
babies.
blocks, 1 small block, half a small block. There you go. You got like 3 inches.
I feel like I had a
That's
point
perfect.
there and I lost
Nailed it. Nailed
Did
it.
you landing gear lock it?
No, I'm just trying to see if they'll fit.
Okay. Because I mean, we definitely need to landing gear lock them before. Before
There
we
is
try to
there is a landing gear lock.
You're a landing gear lock.
6. Okay, and parking brake and why did you do that?
Because you wiggled the mouse.
How do you why did my key prompts go away?
They don't like you.
Yeah. Like I had like key prompts to like tell me how to like turn stuff off and now they're not here anymore.
Kevin remotely turned them off.
Right?
I didn't do that.
Okay.
He's
now,
Kevin's a Russian hacker.
now here's the real question. will disclose. Yeah, it fits.
Is
Nailed
that it? How much like Minecraft is the combat? Because the combat in Minecraft always drives me nuts.
Oh no,
Oh
the
no,
combat is
it's
nothing like
first person
Minecraft.
shooter. It's
First
first
person
person.
shooter combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is in
Okay.
Minecraft too, but the difference is in Minecraft, like if a skeleton looks at you from 40 yards away, you die because a green thing exploded your ass.
No, this is like spaceships fighting spaceships
Yeah.
and stuff.
There we
It
go.
got-
Unless well, Tom has the option to turn on alien spiders and alien attack dogs.
Alien spiders sound fun.
Right.
Alien spiders are gnarly, especially if you go to the low gravity moon. There's like a super low gravity moon, so like when they'll unburrow out of the ground and then they'll like hurtle themselves at you in low gravity. It's terrifying.
How
you
do
have to
you,
like dodge them.
Kevin? How do you turn off the power of the engines?
P.
No, P is park and brake.
Oh, not P. O. But O
O?
might disable the landing gear. So
You don't need where we're going. You don't need landing gear.
Yeah, right. Oh, I downloaded the Event Horizon too.
no way.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy. Let me go turn off the other one.
The spiritual successor to the 40K universe.
Yeah, bro.
No, it's
yeah.
a prequel.
Yeah.
It's humans' first discovery of the warp.
Okay, 6.
I like how angry he gets when people say that, and it's like
Oh.
it's pretty obvious that's where you got your idea, brother.
I
Hold
thought
on.
he was like, yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. I didn't know he was mad about it.
He got mad about it the first time. He's kind of gotten to the point where he's like, "Oh, that's a weird synchronicity, ha ha ha." But he's a weird guy.
What was it? What button was it again, Kevin?
Oscar.
But
No,
considering
that's the satellite.
Oh,
It's on the bottom
Uh,
right on your screen. You should see it.
I'm not in a ship, so
No, it's your HUD. Your like personal HUD.
For power.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It's only in a ship that you get that. Son
I was
of
like,
a-
what?
he's making a Monster Hunter movie right now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
The like the
Um,
teaser trailer or something is
yeah.
out.
Mila Jovovich is in it, so it's probably gonna be terrible.
They're married, right? That's why she ends up in all of his stuff.
More than likely.
Man,
the hell?
she used to be really good.
She used to be really good.
Before every role was the same. I just know that the first fucking Resident Evil movie was pretty damn good.
Mhm.
The first one was
Pretty-
good. The second one was alright, and then it just went downhill from there.
The third one had some cool set pieces. The third one is the one with like blown out Vegas, right?
Oh, is that the
Yeah.
third one? Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Think.
That's got some cool set pieces. I don't and some cool ideas like the cannibal people that try to feed stuff to their
Yeah.
dogs. The very hills have eyes like subplot. That was pretty cool. But like overall it was not a very good movie.
Oops, I just vented the ship. My bad. Sorry.
What?
I vented the ship.
Dude,
so-
this royalty free music is all right, but it is not the shit that I would choose to listen to.
Right.
And then every once in a while, there's a song I actually like. Like there's a gunship song on here earlier. I'm like, oh shit, synthwave, badass. And then the very next song was like, sad girl singing about boys, volume 32.
All right. Systems. Helmet. Jetpack, inertia, broadcasting, power. It's Y. Aha!
Ah,
Ha!
Why for power? That makes
Y for yo shit don't work.
why for whatever? I mean, that's probably power in whatever Swedish language you guys are from.
True. So those
Did you guys
are-
did you
those
guys
are
ever
locked.
Did you guys ever play Escape from Tarkov?
No, I
Negative.
always wanted to.
Oh my god, don't.
No?
Yeah, it's one of those games where like if you know how the map works and you have the exact route mapped out and you do that 16 times, you have a chance of surviving 33 seconds. I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't fucking deal with that anymore. I wanted to like it so much because I really like the developer. Well, I really liked the team that the developer hired because I really liked the Stalker games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But,
Stalker's
like-
great.
Yeah. Well, Escape from Tarkov is like multiplayer Stalker, but because of the way the system is based, because it's very obviously set up for microtransactions at some point. Like,
Right.
you have to survive long enough to get some money, and then you have to use your in-game currency to buy guns, and then you kind of have to know where everything in the map is. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like I'd rather just play multiplayer Stalker. Like just give me Half-Life Deathmatch in this universe, please.
You know what would be great is if they made Stalker co-op. That would be cool.
Yeah. That was the original plan actually.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that.
Like that was the first game
remember,
was
like-
supposed to be multiplayer and it just didn't happen.
Yeah. Because, like, when you start playing it, even in the loading screen, it says, like, creating server.
Yeah,
So
and
you're,
like
playing a multiplayer game on your computer solo.
yeah. So what it does is when it creates the server, it creates all the AI, and the AI actually, like the factions and everything, will fight each other even if you're not around,
Yeah, I know that.
which is
Ooh,
pretty
careful
interesting.
there, Tom. You're about to tear those tail fins off.
Yeah. Well, I'm fucking.
It only
Yeah.
goes the other direction.
All right. You know what?
That's an out. That's an in hole only. I believe.
Fuck that thing. It's too big.
Too big.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bring a shuttle.
The B-Star shuttle.
Yeah.
That thing's dope.
We'll just take. Oh god, I love these raptors. I love them so much.
Oh yeah, Raptors are dope. Have you seen Battlestar, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bunch of Raptors.
Yeah. My first question when Tom was describing it was like, you got Vipers, right?
Oh, you got damn vipers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What the hell is this thing, Tom? This green monstrosity.
Which one?
This
Just
no,
touch it.
sounds-
Just touch it.
weird.
Just touch it inappropriately.
Oh, the heavy
Is
heavy
that a
raptor.
heavy fighter? Is that
It's
what that is?
It's a heavy
A heavy
raptor. Is it
Oh, that's
over at
cool.
Mark's base?
Yeah, it's over here at the flat
Yeah,
terminal.
Yeah, that's Mark's. That's the heavy raptor. But you can't actually.
It's gotta
hold
have-
people in it.
It's got to have
Alright.
extra girthiness for Mark.
It is. It is very
Extra
girthy.
extra lifting power for.
Come on.
Wait, why does he
Oh,
have a
no.
heavy fighter no one can get in? What?
Because he didn't share it with everybody.
Oh. Got you.
There we go. And 4. And
Holy shit, that game's already like 75% downloaded.
Oh,
Gotta love that Giga Blast.
Yeah, it's not super huge.
It said it was gonna take
Park and
55
brake
minutes,
and
so
wide.
I think some of it is the ridiculous internet that I pay for.
That always
Okay.
helps.
All right, first raptor's on board. I mean, first viper. We're gonna do. Where's my other vipers? There it is. Viper Mark 7.
You gotta get the Mark IIs, man, so they can't be hacked into.
Yeah, gotta get the Mark IIs, no hackeronis.
Can't have them Celons getting in there. Do they
Yeah,
have
these
any?
are
Do they
the-
have any of the Cylon chips?
Yeah.
Nice. Cylon Raiders, right? That's what they were called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go to the workshop in order to download them, which means I'd have to shut off the game.
I was just wondering. I'm not even in right now. I don't even know if I'm gonna get in. I'm having so much fun painting.
I can tell.
It's my favorite.
It's my favorite.
At least I'm not talking to myself anymore. That was again. I was like, and this is a paintbrush, and you use it to put paint on a model. And that's it. That makes me an expert painter.
That's it. Pro painter right here.
Smash that like and subscribe button.
Smash that like and subscribe. All right.
Make sure to tickle my little bell.
All right. So down. Number 4 to lock gear.
Man, guys, I still have this one viewer is
Parking
really
and
really
shut
loyal.
off engine. All right.
It's almost like he shares the same IP with me, and it's just another screen on my computer.
It's just totally that. Almost like that.
It's almost like that.
But not.
I'm pretty sure it's a different person though. So I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard somebody say that like the key, the money is until we've actually got like a following. We're supposed to be doing this on Facebook Live. Apparently Facebook Live is the way to build audience.
It sounds like some bullshit somebody would say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure the whole reason we went with YouTube is because YouTube was like, dude, this is the way to build an audience.
Well, I always thought of YouTube just because of the like ungodly amount of time I watch YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure at some point somebody's going to be like, oh, I wonder if there's like just some people bullshitting and talking and painting and
yeah. Yeah. I wonder if there's like these 3 handsome devils that are just doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Two of
can't
them
be
are-
us. You said handsome.
Yeah, right. Well, if nothing else, man, like people get bored,
I mean, it's an hour and 42 minutes of me spinning a fucking Tau figure while I meticulously apply various colors of paint to it. I mean, that's fucking YouTube gold right there.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I mean, who wouldn't watch that?
Who wouldn't?
That's what I want. That's what I want to watch.
That's what I watch all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
I couldn't give you a reference right now off the top of my head of when, but
well, you could be watching my stream. You're not, but you could be.
I was.
No, you weren't.
I got bored.
No, you weren't.
I was briefly. I jumped on there really quick, but then Kevin jumped on, and I was like, now I can do something else with my time.
Yeah, I made like 3 huge painting, like core painting channel mistakes. I didn't have water ready,
Oh,
so I put the Wraith Knight of technical difficulty on the table, and then I left to go get water.
you fool.
Oh, Kevin, my Wraith Knight's done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I mean, the rest of my Eldar army isn't. But wait, I got a Wraith Knight.
But I mean,
Hey,
whatever.
that's better than nothing.
Hey,
Actually,
Now you have one painted
I actually, it's not painted. It's
model.
assembled.
Done built.
It's assembled.
Uh,
Actually, Eldar, I probably have the highest point count of anything. I probably have like 5,000 or 6,000 points in Eldar shit. I don't know how much of it is still viable because I don't know what translated out of 6th, but actually I take that back. I'm sure it's all viable. I'm just not sure whether or not it's worth bringing to a table. I have 2 fire prisms. I don't know if those are worth anything anymore.
Fire prisms are the Falcon grab tank with the big crystal cannon, right?
Yep. Yeah, Eldar was my biggest army back in the day. Back before the Tau came out and stole my heart.
Right. My shitty heart.
My broken Xenos loving.
Right.
But I've got a Falcon. I've got 2 wave. Or wait, I've got a wave. I've got an old wave serpent, so I'd have to hack it into a new. I've got 3 wave servants, but they're all old, so I'd have to hack them into the new ones because the new ones are bigger.
I was about to dock that piece of shit. This piece of shit in there.
What?
I was bringing the shuttle.
Oh yeah, I know. I got it.
So back in the day, there was no Falcon. There was the Wave Serpent and there was the Fire Prism. And the Wave Serpent had the Falcon cannons on it and could carry troops. And now they've got 2 tanks. They've got, well, everybody does. Everybody had like a transport that was a tank. And now everybody has a transport and a tank, and they're not the same.
Yeah. Well, except for Tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
You
chassis.
guys have battle suits. I mean, to be fair.
Okay.
You mean the paper? Do you mean the really cool heavy metal things that I spend a lot of time building and developing storyline for, and then I get onto a field with a guardsman and I'm like, oh look, I brought paper.
Okay, to be fair.
Those are broadsides.
And
Oh
also
no,
cannons.
man, Kevin did not like my broadsides last game.
No, your broadsides are a piece of shit. Fuck those guys. I'm used to fighting Tom, where Tom comes to me, and then I can just beat the hell out of Tom as he stands there and shoots back at me. It's a good slug match. You like try to play tactical and stuff.
I ran directly at you with the things that were meant to run directly at you.
Exactly.
Tom also uses different suits, and he uses the fusion blades though. I don't use those. So.
Yeah, I use every piece of melee that I can.
Tom went nonsense.
Tom, it's really weird that you don't play orcs, dude.
Well, the thing is that I like weird. Like I like doing something that nobody else is doing.
Yeah.
And playing orcs like orcs isn't doing anything weird. Like that's just like, oh, you're an orc player.
But,
you know what I mean?
You could play like a quirky orc. You could play a bunch of weird boys.
No, I don't like that though. Like I hate psychic shit. I just wanted to play like it'd be kind of like how Matt uses his Tyranids. You know, he uses his Tyranids like infantry.
Super meta.
Yeah, like well, he has like they shoot stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. Like my Tyranids, they're not gonna shoot anything. Like my Tyranids are literally just chompy boys. You know.
I was actually wondering how you were gonna run your Tyranids because I started like very, very, very slowly back when I was Porter. I had started collecting Tyranid parts because Tyranid was the next army that I wanted to do, and then you found that buyout, and you're like, I'm gonna get this, and I'm like, well, it's a good thing I've got like 4 armies in the works right now because I wanted to do Tyranids.
Well,
but
here's the thing, though, dude, is like you can.
Yeah, because I can just run them completely differently.
Yeah, or you could just run my Tyranids and play them however you want.
That's true.
Because that's the thing is my Tyranids are not going to be WYSIWYG. Like my Tyranids are I'm just going to be like, I'm going to bolt this to this and put that on there. That looks cool. I'm going to add this. You know, like I'm not doing.
You're just going to build it for cosmetics.
Exactly. I'm making them like giant squid boys. You know, like I'm making them like Starship Troopers or even in that color scheme.
Nice.
You know, that's my whole plan.
Arachnids from the planet Gildathu or whatever.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
All right, if you guys have
now and forever to ensure that human civilization, not insect, reigns supreme.
Yeah, I wanted it to where if somebody wanted to play Tau and just defend a thing, I'd run at him with swarms of Tyranid arachnids.
Until stuff dies.
Yeah, and then if Kevin wants to run, Clendathu and have Billy, out there, like that's what it's for.
We can do Imperial Guard versus Tyranids, but I don't get to bring tanks. I have to play only infantry.
There you go.
Yeah,
Infantry and Valkyries, that's all I get.
There you go. All right, guys. If you've been watching the painting stream, or if you're watching the painting stream in the future when there are robots and dinosaurs riding robots, I'm done. I'm gonna jump out and play some Space Engineers with these guys. And I'll do some updates with Instagram and all that good, happy hardcore bullshit later on this weekend.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And
Yeah.
listening to our bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Right. Yeah. We'll try to do more of these.